Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's daily devotion. Today's reading comes from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6, and it reads as follows. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. So what is this reward that the verse speaks of? Is it I believe in God and now I will be blessed with riches, or I believe in God and now I'll win the lottery? Or is it a less tangible reward? One that's not as obvious, but one that's almost more fruitful? I think the reward is a type of peace. A peace in knowing that regardless of your circumstances or situation, you will be okay. That with God by your side, you will endure. It also involves a type of guidance. A reward where it feels like God constantly nudges you towards the path that you should be on. That He nudges you towards your purpose. He guides you and shapes you and places you exactly where you're meant to be. And I think that's the reward that this verse speaks of. But why would God want you to have faith? You see, faith is, in a way, it's almost a show of humility. It's believing that you can't do it on your own. That you need to seek something outside of yourself. Something greater than you. And I think that's a problem that a lot of us have. Is that we believe that we are the greatest beings in our universe. It's that we feel that we need to do things on our own. That we need to conquer things on our own, that we need to journey through life alone. And that if we seek anything outside of ourselves, we're weak. Faith comes with relinquishing power over your life. It's allowing God to lead you, to guide you. And I get it. It's a scary thing. I mean, we live in a world where if you relinquish power, you fall behind. If you fall behind, the likelihood of you surviving diminishes every single day. So in this rat race, we almost feel that we have to do it on our own. We have to get out the mud by ourselves because no one's coming to save us. We get so lost in relying on our own strength and our own willpower that we forget about God. That we forget that God doesn't want us to even live for this world. So while we chase the things of this world, we're actively running in the opposite direction from God. It's why we struggle to believe unless something is obvious or right in front of us or we can touch it. Because in the modern world, there isn't much room for error. There isn't much time to leave it up to something outside of ourselves. There isn't much lenience to believe in something that we can't see or can't touch. Because again, if we do and it doesn't work, then we will be left behind. We will struggle. But it's important to remember that God doesn't want us to operate in this world. He doesn't want us to chase the things of this world. He wants us to chase after Him. And that He knows that while He doesn't want us to chase this world, we still have to live in it. That even if we have the ultimate faith in God, we still exist on this planet, in this time. I think if you have faith, you get to see that. That when you chase after God's kingdom, God makes a way for you to exist in this world. I remember in the early days of taking youth at my church, I didn't have any money, and I worked at a restaurant as a waiter. Week by week, I'd really rely on the money I'd make from my waitering job to provide the snacks for youth, or the materials for whatever the lesson would be that week. And one week I knew that I wouldn't be able to provide snacks and the materials for that week's youth lesson, because there were things at home that had to be paid for and other things that had to be taken care of. And I remember conceding to the fact that I wouldn't be able to provide this thing that I always could, because I wouldn't be by the means to do it. And I said, you know what, I could cancel the youth and like save the embarrassment, but also like the guilt of not being able to do something that should be pretty easy to do. I could cancel the youth for that reason, or I could continue doing youth for that Friday and just say to the kids that we weren't able to get snacks this week and we weren't able to get the proper materials for this week's lesson. And I remember the Thursday I was about to cancel the youth session, and I went to work, and at the end of the work day, the boss kind of all called us in and he said, we're going to pay you guys earlier this month. We want to change the dates that we all get paid. So from being the end of the month, we want to move it to the middle of the month. So some of your commissions will be paid today. And I remember leaving work that day, being at peace, knowing that I could do the one thing that I was just meant to do. That I'd be able to do the one thing that I thought I couldn't do. And that was like really the first time when I realized, like, when you chase after God's heart and you pursue His kingdom while you're here on earth, that He will make a way for you, knowing that you still have to exist in this realm. Again, it might seem like coincidence or inexplainable, but we all know the saying, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe it's not that much of a mystery. And again, it's not even the reward, the monetary reward isn't even the thing that's important. It was just the fact that He gave me peace. It's the fact that He encouraged me to not cancel youth that Friday, to continue doing His work with conviction, and that He would make a way when there seemed to be none. And that was the first kind of real example in my own life that I had of faith. That even when it seemed like in this world there was no way, that God found a way. Because He knows, even though He wants you to pursue Him, you still live in this world. You still have to abide by this world's rules and laws. But it's almost as if those things are secondary, and that our primary goal should be chasing after God. And only when you do that does He reward you with not money and not riches, but the peace of mind to still exist in this world. The guidance and that slight nudge to put you on the right path, to give you purpose in this world. So may we let God lead. May we let Him guide us. And while we chase after His heart, may we be willing to learn, but also be nudged along the way. May He shape us and direct us towards His everlasting purpose for our lives. Amen.